Most MSPs focus on new leads, and that's great. But believe it or not, your biggest opportunity might be right under your nose. It's the clients that are already paying you money. In this video, we're going to be talking about upselling and how to upsell the right way. So that way, every single month, your customer pays you more money with a smile. How are you doing? My name is Harrison Barron from growth-generators.com. We help MSPs grow by teaching you how to sell your services so you can charge a premium amount of money, teaching you how to generate an unlimited number of leads into your business. If you'd like to learn more, head over to growth-generators.com. There is a link down below. We have everything from our programs, great for MSPs of all sizes, the Launchpad if you're just starting out, resources. We have a blog with tons of content, a Discord with 1,400 people, and feel free to go grab one of our resources at growth-generators.com/resources. Once again, links down below for objection handling, from battle cards, acronym cheat sheets, and they're all labeled free. They are 100% free. There's no credit card required, nothing. And they are there specifically to help you grow your MSP. I've spent tons and tons of time so that way you can absolutely crush it. And if you want more leads, there is a new AI that I just created. There will be a link down below to that as well. And that's also free if you have ChatGPT. So let's talk about why upselling actually matters, because you're probably like, well, this is all good, but like, why does this actually matter? When in the MSP world, you have to go out and acquire new customers, and that's a massive part of what you should be doing. And I hope everyone watching this is consistently working on acquiring new customers, new clients, right? But a lot of those clients may not be paying you what you could be making. And this is where upselling comes in. You could upsell services, products, and things like that to existing customers, and they're actually going to be happy to pay you every single month. This creates for you a higher lifetime value of a customer, but also it makes a stronger client relationship. And if you're into this, it does make it sticky. We want our customers to be able to leave if they are super unhappy. However, we don't want to make it easy for them to leave. It's called making it sticky. And this is the easiest path to more revenue and less resistance in your MSP. That's the most important part about it. You want to provide the most value that you can provide to your customers, and in return, they are going to pay you more money every single month. That's what this video is about. So we're going to strap in and we're going to talk about some different upselling opportunities. Hopefully that makes sense. You are going to provide more services than what you're already providing for them, and then in return, they are going to pay you more money. That's the benefit of it. And you get to control a lot more. We are already the primary source for hopefully everything technology, whether it's webcams, it's lighting for maybe a desk, maybe that might be pushing a little bit, monitors, microphones, all of the auxiliaries, the mouse, the keyboard, everything. They're already going through it. Thinking about phones too. Why not be the center place where they just say, hey, I need this, you have it standardized, and boom, you can have it ready for them. So I'm going to give you a couple quick little upselling opportunities. I'm going to provide some more later on in this video. Now, you could do security add-ons. MFA is a super common one. Now, somebody out there, please don't come after me, is like, how do you not operate with MFA? This is not for you. This is for everyone else, right? Some people, some of these are just standard and some of these are not standard, right? Endpoint detection. Now, I would hope everyone has that, but if you don't, this is a great opportunity to. SOC monitoring is another one, and you can get pretty creative with this. XDR, MDR, if you want to get in the security world. Also, productivity tools. Now, I'm sure you probably have already rolled out Office 365 for your customers. Great. But what other productivity tools can we have? Now, if you're anything like me, I hate SharePoint, but there's plenty of other great cloud storages out there. Another great productivity. VoIP phones is one of my favorite ones. And if you're not already, you should head over to oit.co. I am friends with them. I don't get a kickback if you become a customer. I think, technically an affiliate, but the affiliate program is not my favorite, but they are my favorite. If you're looking to sell VoIP, oit.co, you can go check them out. I'm great friends with the owner of the company, and they have a bunch of different options, but they specifically work with MSPs. Not sponsored, by the way, but I don't even know if I'm officially an affiliate, but I just want you to be aware of it because it's just a great service. Every single time they pick up that phone, right? If you're a younger generation, right? Pick up the phone. But you could also do soft phones on a cell phone. In many cases, also, business owners go home at the end of the day, they don't wanna miss a call. They will happily put a phone in their home. I've seen it more times than not, or at least have it forward over directly to their phone. You can be the person that does this, because I know that we all know the providers in our area, and I could probably guess they all stink. It is it is wildly uncommon to find a good VoIP provider that's not an MSP, because we get to touch all the technology and they get to somehow get away with giving mediocre service. People, please don't come after me, right? But if you can, hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Next is compliance packages. Now, you're probably going into this right off the bat. However, sometimes you might need to get, or they might say, hey, we're going to be offering this. Their services change, and then you can upsell these. HIPAA, SOC 2, the list goes on and on for FINRA, FDIC, Sarbanes-Oxley, you have GLBA, GDPR. There's so many of the alphabet agencies out there. Find one that works for you. CMMC, there are truly a ton of them. Figure out what you like, what you can provide, and you can even upsell it. And maybe if you didn't think that they might need it, now's a good time to take a look. Hey, do they actually need it? If you're an accountant and you're dealing with the IRS, they require at least the basics of a WISP, a written infrastructure security plan, right? I think is exactly what it stands for. Don't quote me on that one. I didn't look it up right before the video, but they need a WISP. That is exactly what they need. Also, I cannot believe how many people still are not selling backup and disaster recovery. Now, you could do different tiers, right? You could do weekly backups, daily backups, hourly backups, whatever it is. Maybe you're doing backups on site and remote. That's another great option to say, hey, do you want to do one on site and remote, or do you want to do one on site, remote, and to your house? I have seen so many business owners that say, I want the data stored in my home office. Hey, that's totally fine. Also, fractional CISO or CIO work. You could also do CISO work as well. But you can provide strategy services. It is so uncommon for an MSP to peel back the hood of what is running that business. Yes, we come in and we provide a ton of help, right? And we go through a ton to make sure that they are dialed in. But how often do we actually go through and say, hey, let me just look at what you're doing? Is what you're doing, not that it's not working, but could our spin on technology make it better? If the answer is yes, that's great. That is an opportunity to sell more services or absolutely differentiate yourself. But I want to talk about the psychology, because I've given you some great examples of this. There's a lot of psychology that goes into upselling. It's not about selling more stuff, believe it or not. Because you're probably like, well, Harrison, I could sell all that, or I've thought about selling all that, and my customers don't want it. And if I had a dollar for every time somebody has told me this, I'd have a whole lot of dollars. But here's the thing. It's not about selling more stuff. It's not about selling more services. It's actually like button, subscribe button, notification bell. I'm just kidding. It's actually about solving bigger problems for the business. Now, sometimes businesses don't see the problems, but we see the problems as the tech people. They're going about their day doing whatever they need to do as necessary to get certain things done, which is great. But it's our job to solve the bigger problems. They don't want to miss a sales call. They want to be able to get that sales call or have it forward directly to their cell phone. That's the important thing. That solves a bigger problem. A missed client for them could be a tremendous amount of money. Clients want peace of mind. They don't want another bill. Nobody ever wants to feel like they're being sold, right? And I'm sure most people watching this, if you live in a city, you probably haven't bought a car yet, but if you've ever bought a car, you always feel like, they're trying to sell me, and you feel it. You feel dirty. You feel gross. Nobody likes a sleazy salesperson. They're the worst out there. They don't want to feel like they're getting another bill. But what they do want is they want their problems solved. And if you can show them the either risks that they've avoided or the efficiency that they have gained, you can then upsell them more stuff, creating more of a lifetime value of that customer, probably increasing your monthly recurring revenue, your annual recurring revenue. That's the important stuff. That is what actually matters. It's all about the psychology. We can't think of it as, "Ugh, we feel dirty because we're selling it." We need to come in and say we are providing more value to them and we're actually solving more of their problems. So, how do we actually identify some of these upsell opportunities? Because some of you might be saying, well, when's the right time to get in front of them? If you're doing QBRs or ABRs or TLAs, three-letter acronyms, right? Your quarterly business reviews, your ABRs, annual business reviews, your TBRs, technology business reviews, whatever it is, this is a great time. Now, you don't want to pitch and you never want that customer to feel like, oh, every time I meet with them, they're trying to sell me more stuff. You want to, every once in a while, yes, go over it, but also provide a, hey, we found these things that could be better. Maybe we should do it. Also, monitoring pain points, right? Downtime, security gaps, maybe even growth challenges. Listen to your customers. Check on the tickets. There are so many opportunities in just the tickets. A customer will say, "Hey, this is not working," or, "I've had this issue before." Listen to those staff complaints. You will find things. And maybe it's your front line, your level 1, level 2. I know level 2 is not front line, but level 1 technicians, or see, hey, this keeps getting escalated. Is there a better way that we can do this? And my absolute favorite, if you've made it this far, you deserve the golden nugget that I'm about to drop into your pocket. Use a survey. You can build them out and go high level, which you guys already know I'm a massive fan on. It's a full CRM. Build it out and go high level. If you're, hey, I don't have that, I want something free, Survey Monkey. Ask a handful of questions. Build a Google form. Ask for those, ask those questions and send it out to all of the customers, not just the CEOs or anything like that. Send it to everybody. Hey, take this 2-minute or 2-minute assessment for us. It would help us provide better services for you. That is exactly what you want. And then we want to go through and we want to actually upsell. Now, you're probably thinking, well, Harrison, I know all this is all good, but how do I upsell? There is a framework associated with this. And if you don't follow it, it just makes it harder. It's not impossible, but it definitely, if you follow the framework, makes it much, much, much easier. We want to educate the customer. We want to share what we're missing. You have this, but you don't have this, right? We know that you have this, but we think that this could be of a more benefit to you. We also want to relate, right? We want to tie the gap to their business goal. Uptime, compliance, risk reduction, whatever it may be, but we want to relate to it. So we want to educate them, we want to relate to it. Then, and only then, we show a clear offer. Whatever that is. It could be an upgrade path, it could be a new package that you're rolling out, but only then we want to educate, we want to relate to it, why it's important to them. Then we want to actually offer. And then we reinforce. If we can reinforce, that means using stories of things that have happened, case studies that we might have, or examples of similar clients. Any of those things work. So educate, relate, offer, and enforce. I don't know what's going on with my hand and my number counting here, but we're rocking with it, right? That is the upsell framework. If you follow that, you will crush it, because then that leads to being able to sell without the pressure that makes you feel dirty, right? We're going to lead with that value, not the features. We want to package it correctly. And we always want to position the upsell as a solution for them, whether, once again, that's avoiding risk or efficiency. That is the most important part about all this. So I want to give you a couple real world examples of things that you can sell. I've made a little bit of a list. I won't bore you to death, but I'll just give you some quick little things that I thought about right before making this. If you're in the security space or you want to sell more security, EDR, MDR, XDR, MFA setup and management, and please, I know I'm saying that, but I feel like most people should have that probably turned on. Phishing training is huge, and email filtering. No brainer. SOC, SIEM monitoring, all that good stuff. If you're talking about backup and disaster or backup and recovery, backup disaster recovery, you have cloud to cloud backups, M365 Google, you have business continuity, rapid failovers, even building out a full blown disaster recovery plan is important. Cloud productivity, Microsoft 365 add ons, VoIP is another one, which I will say till the end of time because it's just free money. Even if you don't use OIT VoIP, you can use plenty of other companies. It is literally free money. Cloud migrations and extra storage is another great one. Other ones are compliance, HIPAA, PCI, SOC 2, CMMC, and so many other ones. Policy creation and monitoring, audit prep services, which I love audit prep, by the way. Strategic services, fractional CIO, fractional CTO, fractional CISO services, QBRs, maybe not fractional, because you probably, if they need CISO services, they probably just need CISO services. But there are plans that can come out. Hey, QBRs can turn into a roadmap of success and then building out those projects as well. And last one, right, is operational. And one of my favorite ones is device as a service. That is one of my secret sauces. I will teach more in MSP Heroes, but I'm not going to give you all the secrets there. That's for the paying people as device as a service and how to do it massively efficiently. Hardware refresh programs, managed Wi-Fi, you're probably doing that. But what about MDM, right? Mobile device management is another massive opportunity. But before I leave you, I just want to give you some quick tips on things that you should not do because I've made these mistakes myself and I don't want you to make these mistakes. Don't overwhelm the clients. If you go into that QBR and the place seems like it's ready to burn to the ground, it's probably not a good time to upsell them, right? And if it's full of chaos, also don't give them too many options. Give them a streamline. Hey, we recommend doing this, and maybe a third thing. And you want to avoid pitching. Nobody wants to feel sleazy, especially when they're either down or anything like that. I've seen so many people be like, well, if you just bought our services, you wouldn't be down. Nobody wants to be kicked when they're down. Don't do it to your customers. It only makes them feel bad. And you'll probably not feel great after you do some self-reflection on that one as well. And then don't frame it as we forgot to sell you this. If you forgot, you suck. You need sales training, we provide it, right? It should never be that. We forgot about this. It shouldn't be overlooked. This is why having a great discovery day with a customer is really, really important. So if you've enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Love the heck out of you guys. As always, there's some super helpful links down below. If you have not grabbed your tickets yet for ScaleCon, you can still grab them. It is on the 25th of September, I think, till the 27th. Don't quote me on that one, but you can use Growth 50 to save $50 off. If you've made it this far, I love the heck out of you just a little more than everybody else that already clicked off the video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.